Well, what's up, everyone? I want to thank you guys for joining me. This is Nelson. And as I promised that I was going to share with you these 4 videos of the 4 pillars that I had to rebuild, the 4 areas in my life that I have to work on in order for me to be stronger and be a better person and to proceed with my life and to begin to live life again. And here's the first one. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I want to say this. It is so important that you have the right people around you. You place yourself around the right people at that moment, because at that moment, it's a very vulnerable moment for you. It can go either way. It can go either way. I was thinking some very negative things that could have went either way, but I'm so grateful that I'm here today that I didn't do that, and now I understand why I should not have done that. And today, look, I can rejoice. I can enjoy life because I have life. There's so much ahead of me. But the first one I want to talk to you about, it is building confidence. And it takes overcoming that fear, because when I was going through my broken marriage, when I was going through my divorce, not even my family knew that. Not even my family knew I was going through that. And because I was so ashamed, I was so ashamed. First of all, I was ashamed of what others would think about me. I was ashamed of what my family would say about me. I was ashamed that I was letting down my family. And I kept all that to myself. And think about the pressure of holding that. You don't have no one to talk to. I had one pastor that I went to, but that didn't work out well. Not blaming him for anything, because see, I learned so much from all that too, even from that. So I had to take things into my own hands, because I know what I want, first of all. Oh my goodness, I'm getting ahead of myself again. I had to know what I want. I know what I want. And that's one of the reasons why I was so committed. I know I didn't want to go back out in the street, first of all. I know I didn't want to be running around and just being with someone because you want to be there physically. I know I want love because I know what love is. And because of that, it gave me that drive. It pushed me to want to go back and reassess the whole situation and see it where in my life that I need to work and see what I need to work on, because there's no way I'm going to go into a new relationship with all that baggage. It would not be fair for me to do that. It wouldn't be fair for me to take those things into another relationship and hurting someone because of my past. So I decided, look, I'm going to pray about this. First of all, I take it to the divine one, the one who knows everything, the one who knows all things, who knows everyone. And I talk to God, the source of life, who knows everything, like I'm talking to you. I pray like that because I believe this is a relationship between me and the divine. And I'm like, you know, I wanted a wife. And I want to live right. I want to live right. I wanted a wife. And this is the wife that I want. This is the kind of wife that I want, with this kind of attitude, attributes, I should say. This is the kind of wife I want. And I lay it before the divine. I just give it to him, and things begin to fall in place. You see, if I didn't take the initiative to say, well, I want to live a good life. I don't want to just live any kind of life. I want to live the abundance life. It doesn't mean that you cannot have life and have it more abundance, being single. But for my preference, I want to be able to build a foundation so I can grow old with someone. It is so wonderful to have companion, to be able to share the things that you have with someone. I don't know, for some people, they want to be by themselves and they enjoy all their singleness. Cool. But one day I want to get to the point that even when we are old, in our old age, in our golden age, I should say, I want to be able to enjoy that friendship, that fellowship, that companionship, that we can, even if I'm home, if we can't go anywhere, we can sit, we can talk, we can watch something. So I decided that I wanted someone. And in order for me to have this someone, and if when this someone come and this someone is so special to me, I have to be in a place where now I'm ready to receive. And to be able to receive, I have to work on that. Because one of the things that fear does, it keeps you, it will make you, yes, it will make you not releasing the past, because now you think that you're going to get hurt again. No, you thinking that this, well, everyone is bad. I've seen some people who went through a broken relationship and came out very, very, very bitter, very angry, to the point that every woman that they see or everyone that you introduce them to, they are no good. They call them all kinds of names and they never trust again. And if you're going into a relationship with that, you will never be able to experience 100% of the love because you find yourself holding back. You find yourself not giving because you can't trust anymore. See, you have to learn to trust again. If that trust has been broken, you have to build it back. It's not just going to happen by itself. So I had to overcome that fear of trusting, overcome the fear of trusting, and begin to trust, begin to build on what I have, begin to build. Even when I met my wife, we was in different state. I began to trust her. I learned to trust her. And as I begin to build that confidence of trusting, it becomes stronger and stronger until we comes together, till we was in the same place and now living together after we got married and everything. So I had to overcome that fear. And fear, it was for me, it was so heavy because I'm a person, I like to go out, I like to work. And I'm like, okay, babe, you take care of the money's there, you know what to do, and you do it. You know, I got some money for myself in my pocket. I go out there and do things. We go out and we eat different things like that. I let her handle the bills and other things pertaining to the house. So now I'm in the place where now I have to do all that for myself. And think about the fear that would come, that comes over you when you now. I'm not accustomed to writing up bills. I'm a man, I like to do cash. I go to the store, I pay, you give me my stuff, and I'm gone. You know, I go to the store to buy some food, here go my cash. I go to the ATM, I take out some money, here go my cash. So I was a cash man. But the thing is, the world is changing. Now you got credit card, you have to pay. Some places are going cashless. Some places you have to do your banking over the phone. You know, some business you have to do it that way because that's the way they do it. So now I'm in this place. Now I have to handle everything by myself. I'm running my business and I have to handle the home and everything. How am I going to deal with the kids and and interacting and all that? Yeah, and now I have to deal with the anger also, not lashing out on the kids. I have to deal with all that. I have to learn how to deal with all that fear because you're so afraid, and now you're more angry with your ex to the point that now you can be also lashing out on the kids. So I have to learn how to deal with all that before I get back into the game. If I want a long-term relationship, if I want to enjoy the fullness of my wife, if I want that love to be there burning hot, not having that cold shoulder or not keep flashback and getting flashback and start lashing out right where I'm at. I have to deal with the present now, not the past. The past is in the past. So I have to deal with that right now. So that's where fear, you have to work on overcoming that fear because you have to handle some business yourself because life goes on. So if I wasn't committed, if I didn't know what I want, I would have never been committed to make those choices of, first of all, working on myself. I have to be committed to work on myself so that I'm not pointing a finger at that one and say, well, because of you, I lost all my money. Because of you, I lost my house. Because of you. And those things begin to, as you reminisce on the past, not to say, well, it's not going to come back. You're not going to remember, but you have to know how to control that. That's where you bring your thoughts into subjection according to the scripture. That's where you take control of your mind and you start to renew your mind by changing the way you think. Begin to find yourself around people that are more positive, people that will uplift you, people that will not saying, I've heard some statement, boy, there's so many fishes in the sea, so many other fishes in the sea. Oh man, you could go on and do this and do that. But you got to understand, not everyone eats shark. Not everyone eats red snapper. So I'm not looking for every fish in the sea. I'm looking for this one particular fish. This one tuna. It could be tuna anything. But being around the right people, that is another point right there. Being around the right people makes a difference because you're going to hear so many opinions, even though they had, like we say, a good heart. They want to see you do better in a certain way. But sometimes the way they be thinking, it might not be beneficial to you. That's why you have to be mindful at that moment that I said earlier, because at that time you're so vulnerable. Anything that says can take you off if you are not in control. People will say things like, "Man, if it was me, blah 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 blah, blah, I'll do this," and then here comes the fire again. Here comes the anger. But you got to look at the long term. It's not the end of life. It's not the end of life. You got to look at what can happen next 6 months down the road. 6 months down the road, you will look back and you start laughing. You'll look back and just be so happy because now you find someone that you fall in love with, and life is even more better because you come in with so much and you build on what you have, and you take what you had and you use it in the proper way. It's like taking the wood and use it for fire, use it for fuel, use it for heat. You take what you have, you take what you've learned in the past, and you can use that now to propel you forward. Because I know who I am. I know I'm a good man. I was always a good man back then. I'm a good man now. So what I can do, I know the skills that I have, so I can take those skills and I can rebuild in a better way. I can rebuild my life better. I can now be more confident because I look back on the things that I've done. Me and my friend, we always have part-time jobs. We always have two jobs. We always doing things. We find way to sell things and buy things and sell. And we didn't even know that we were entrepreneurs, and we were just doing it unconsciously. So when I look back over my life and I look at those things, it makes me a better person because now it reminds me of who I am in a certain way. But you got to use the positive now. We're not talking about the negative. Use the positive part to help you to build and overcome that negative, which is the fear that is trying to pull you back or hold you back so that you won't go forward and become the man that you are. It's like you're rebuilding. It's in there. But you need to pull from inside, because a lot of times if you pull from outside, from those around you, if they're not the right ones, you will find yourself going backwards. You'll find yourself at a standstill. You'll find yourself with so much anger that you cannot even sustain a relationship. So I know what I want. I didn't want to go back out in the street. I want a virtuous woman. I want a life that I can just enjoy life. I can go and share what I have with my wife, with my children, enjoy my children and my grandchildren. I want to get to that place where I can just have life and have it more abundantly. But I had to get rid of some things. And it's working on these 4 pillars that get me to where I am today. It gets me to where I am today, that now I can love again, I can trust again, I can laugh again, I can live life again, I can invest in someone else by whether I'm coaching them or just sharing some things with them. I can do that now because I have crossed over. I've come out from amongst them. I've pulled myself up and reach up and get out. And now I'm out. I'm going to stay out. But that fear is a serious thing. You can try to push things or sweep things under the mat, but it can also cause a whole lot of sickness and disease within you, because you find yourself, the anger, when you suppress that anger, it's going to come out somewhere. It's either going to come out in sickness or you're going to lash out in someone else. And that right there can break another relationship. So getting rid of that fear. There is a fear that we call, I should say, it's a righteous fear, or it's a good fear. And it talks about reverence. The Bible talks about reverence God, or fear the Lord thy God, reverence in that way. That's a positive type of fear. But the negative type of fear, just to be afraid of someone because of their opinion, afraid to do something because of what someone else will say, that's a negative type of fear that will hold you back and keep you from doing anything. And a matter of fact, keep you from achieving your goals in life. So I had to overcome what people was going to say. I have to overcome the fact that, look, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to pay bills. I don't know how to write a check and all these different things. And learn, apply myself, commit myself to change and to growth, that I apply myself and to be consistent with it, not giving up. If I did give up, I wouldn't have been here today. If I did give up, I would not have been here today. I wouldn't have been talking to you, because the things that was going through my mind, it was very dreadful. It was very bad. It was very nasty. And I'm so grateful every day. They said, as the scripture said, give thanks in everything. I give thanks every day because of who I am today. And the divine one, God, the source of life, the power of God that was in me that helps me to restrain, helps me to, instead of go left, go right. Instead of do negative, do positive. That's why I study a mindset, a renewed mind. When you change the way you think, you will change the way you see the world, and you will see yourself as someone who is not a victim, but a victor. I can see myself a victim. I could have back then if I wanted to, and it would have kept me back there. Oh, I don't have anyone to help me. Oh, what am I going to do now? Oh, they take advantage of me. Oh, they did that. I could have been crying and moping and growing all that way back there, and it would have kept me back there. But because I know who I am, because I was willing to seek, I was willing to step out, because I surround myself with the right set of people. Because it's one of my friend who came in and take me to his house. I spent some time there. Because I've surrounded myself with the right set of people, I am here today to share my experience with you. I'm here today to share my experience with you. And I want you to grow. I want you to be a better man. I don't want you to live with that anger and that resentment. Life is good. We are the solution to life. Life wants us to solve those things that keep popping up. We have the solution. We have the mind of God. There's only one mind. You are brilliant. You are so smart. If you just look within you or look back and look at the things that you're doing, even if it's something that you wasn't satisfied with, right now you can look at it and say, I can improve that, and you will. You can improve your life. You can improve the relationship with yourself and your children, your wife. You can improve it right now if you want to, if you're committed and if you're willing to let go of fear of what others might think or how they look at you because started. And they might be, oh, he's trying to do this and that. Forget that. Keep going. Be committed. And I promise you that your whole life will change, and they will come and ask you, man, how did you do that? They will recognize the change in you, and your life will also help them, because they probably could have been, through their negative thinking, that's the way they see you back then. But now you're a changed man. I am a changed man. One thing I practice, i'm not gonna I'm not gonna practice or say something that I'm not gonna do outside, and I'm not doing it at home. I'm not going to do something outside, I'm not doing it at home. You see some people, well, when they get outside, that's when they try to love. But at home, it's like it's a cold shoulder. You want people to think that it's okay out there, but over here, it's not. That's something that it only lasts for so long. The fire after a while will go out. And if you don't keep that fire burning, whether you're at home or out in the street, if you are not committed to overcome those fears, if you're not committed to apply yourself, you'll find yourself after a while, the fire will be so burned out, and so there it will be impossible to start it again. You'll have to start fresh. So why take those chances? Why take those chances? I don't want to use the word impossible, because I know with God all things are possible. But why take those chances? I had to overcome, and that's one of the pillar that I had to work on, overcoming fear. It could have destroyed my business. It could have destroyed me. It could have turned me into a person who is so angry, angry, that I could have done the things that I was thinking about doing. But today I am free. And is that you know the truth, and the truth will make you free. And that's what makes me free, the truth, that I can't go on living. There is a whole world in front of me. He said, you choose which way you want to go. So working on these four pillars, confidence by overcoming fear, building confidence so I can step forward. Here's another thing too, fear. If I didn't listen to my friends, some of my friends, when I was thinking about making my transition from Florida to Georgia, because my wife is living here, and we decided I'm going to move there, and we're going to live here and start off right here. I heard so many horror stories from some of my friends about the traffic and the this and the people and the da, 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 da. I heard so many stories. If I did listen to those stories, I wouldn't have been here today. And because I came, I met so many wonderful people. I can go drive around Atlanta with my eyes closed. I mean, I could go wherever. I went to so many different places. But if I did follow or listen to them, I would not have had the experience that I'm having today, right now. So I'm telling you, fear will keep you in a place where you don't want to be and keep you longer than how you want to stay, or longer than what you want to stay. You got to make up in your mind, because nothing just happened. You have to make up in your mind and be committed about it so that you can rebuild your life, because there is so much more to life, that you can live that abundant life and have it more abundantly, not just a little bit, but more abundantly. Hey, this is Nelson. Go ahead, go over to the channel, subscribe, make sure you like these videos, and also share it with your friends or invite them to the channel, because we got 3 more that is coming. This is just the first one, building confidence by overcoming fear. And the next one will be lifestyle. Oh, you want to hear this. You want to hear this. But building confidence, you can overcome that fear of trying, of starting over, of loving again, and begin to live that bliss life, have that bliss marriage. I love life. I love it. Until next time, this is Nelson. Love you guys. Peace. And we out.